This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Good afternoon, everyone. Shalom Aleichem. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody is having a spectacular day. We are continuing the Orchos Chaim of the Rosh. We're on Yom Shishi. We're on Friday. And in Ois Sadi, the Rosh said, don't slacken off from acquiring friends. In Ois Kuf Gimel, the Rosh said, even though, in Ois Kuf Beis, he said, don't slacken off from acquiring a really close friend. In Ois Kuf Gimel, he says, well, don't do anything deceitful to acquire a friend. Don't hurt any Gentile, because one day he'll have his hour. And yesterday we told the story about how Harry Truman recognized the state of Israel only because of one particular piece of challah that somebody used to give him on Shabbos when he was their Shabbos guy. Anyway, now we're learning about friends that one should try to avoid. Namely, al tischaber la'adam ra. Do not join up with a bad person. V'choite, or a sinner. V'kasan, or someone who gets angry. Uksil, or a fool. Tantavi klimoy salacha. It might bring shame to you. Now, we already know that you should not join up with a Rasha, and you should not associate with a Rasha. It says in Perkei Avos, Perek Aleph, Mishnah Zayin, al tischaber l'Rasha, Avos Rav Nasan, asr l'schaber l'Rasha. Because simply, you might learn from their bad behavior, but that's not what the Rosh is saying. The Rosh is not saying don't associate with the wicked because you might learn from their behavior. The Rosh is saying it will bring shame to you. So I would have interpreted it will bring shame to you because if the guy is balkas or a fool, he'll end up taking out his anger on you, or he'll do something foolish to you. But it's interesting because do we really need that reason why you should not associate with a bad person? That's Reb Goldberg's question. And I would say, yeah, because somebody might say, I'm not worried I'm going to learn from his bad behavior. You know, there's always a concept that you need to speak to your Yetzer Hara. For example, like this. You're very tired, and you're not really in the mood of going out to a shiur. But you heard they're serving good food at the shiur. Say, I'm going to the shiur to eat the good food. Now, that's not the real reason you're going to the shiur. The real reason you're going to the shiur is because you want to learn Torah. The only thing is, the Yetzer Hara says you're very tired and it would be more relaxing to stay home. So you need to talk to the Yetzer Hara. So what are you going to tell the Yetzer Hara? Yeah, but I need Olam Haba. The Yetzer Hara says, well, what's Olam Haba? So you need to say, no, there's good greasy food at the shiur. There's unhealthy food at the shiur. So you need to give an argument that the Yetzer Hara would give into. And then once you do that, then you're mechavin, but I'm really going for the right reasons. It's a principle that the Rabbi Shua Heller speaks about at length, to speak to the Yetzer Hara. So we have a guy, he wants to be friendly with Mr. A or Mr. B, because Mr. A and Mr. B is a powerful guy, a popular guy, but Mr. A or Mr. B has bad midos. So what are we going to tell him? Don't associate with him because you're going to learn from him? He's not going to buy that. The Yetzer Hara is not going to let him buy that. But we say don't associate with this person because it's not going to be good for you. He's going to embarrass you. He's going to get angry at you. He's going to take out his bad midos on you. Ois Kuvav. By the way, Rav Goldberg interprets it a little bit differently than I did. I read what the Rosh is saying, is that if you associate with someone who has bad character, it's going to come back to bite you because the person's going to end up doing something against you or something embarrassing to you or get angry at you. Rav Goldberg interprets it that if you associate with a fool, you know what people are going to say? Why is Beryl associating with a fool? What does he see in that guy? Beryl must be a fool himself. Why is Beryl associating with that person a bad character? What does he see in him that he hangs out with him? Beryl must have bad character. So don't associate with people that's how Rav Goldberg learns it. It's going to be embarrassing to you if people are going to say, why are you friendly with this guy? You don't see his foolishness, you don't see his bad character, and people can say it must be you're also a fool, or you also have bad character. I was learning it more, don't associate with them because their bad character will end up coming coming back to bite you. Don't think you will overcome a chacham in a dispute. It will not add any wisdom to your wisdom. Interesting. Don't think you're going to beat a chacham in an argument, because it's not going to add to your wisdom chachma. Now, Reb Chaim Kanievsky, in his commentary Hasam Orchos, he quotes the Sefer Hasidim in Siman Kuf Mem Beis, that if you argue with a chacham, don't be upset if he beats you. Because actually, if he beats you, you learn something. But if you beat him, what did you gain? But if you lose, then you gain something. You'll learn from him. So don't be upset if the chacham beats you in an argument. That's what the Sefer Hasidim says. But Rav Goldberg wants to know, okay, that's very good. That's after the fact. If I lose to the chacham, I shouldn't feel bad. But what's the Rosh saying? Don't think you're going to beat the chacham. Why? Because it won't add any wisdom to your wisdom. Well, what does one thing have to do with the other? I would read as follows. Don't think and prepare to try to defeat a chacham. You say, I'm going to outsmart this chacham. You know why you shouldn't do that? Because what are you going to get from it? Because if you're going to outsmart him, you're not going to learn anything from it. If you're going to be the one who's right, then you know it already. So then what do you gain? So don't be motivated. What motivation do you have? I know people, the only comments they make is when they have a correction to make. Oh, you said this wrong. You did this wrong. Why? Because it gives them a boost to say, well, I know this, he doesn't, and he's here, so I must be here, right? It makes some people feel good to show they know something someone else doesn't know. But the Rosh is saying, why would you want to do that? Why are you motivated to do that? What do you get from that? It's not going to add any chachma to your chachma, so don't be motivated to engage in that in the first place. Okay, Marv Rabbi, we're now approaching about 10 days until our campaign, and I know many people want to participate, and we appreciate everybody's help. Thank you very much. You could see the link to join our campaign on the site. The best thing you could do is if you could consider making a team page on charity and share with your friends. That would be a big zechus, and you could take chelek in the mitzvah of Harbatzas Torah. Rabbi Isai, I'll see everybody Monday. Tonight we have an amazing shir on Lag B'Omer. Everybody's cordially invited near our backyard. We have a big bonfire and good food. So if you're tired, you could tell the Yetzer Hara we have good food, and we have a really unbelievable subject. So have a great day. Bracha v'atzlacha. And see you next time. Kol Tov.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.